the top 5 for this one would be wrestling factions. So I guess what we'll do is you'll just lead it. Give your top 5. I'll give my top 5. Eric, you just give your top 5 right after.
Sure. I'm going to start off right out the gate.
Wait. Let's start with 5 and work your way up to 1.
Okay.
Well, what's easier for you?
All right. Well, all right. So number 5 is probably not one that is on anybody else's list, and that's the Union.
That's good.
The Union. Ken Shamrock, The Big Show, Test, and Mankind. All right. Fantastic, like 6-week angle that they ran in 1999. I absolutely loved it. It was very silly. Wish they had kept it going longer. Number 4 would be the Four Horsemen, appropriately.
Of course.
4.
I have a question.
Yes.
What was your favorite Four Horsemen?
I don't know. That's a tough one because really, like, the Four Horsemen that I watched when I was a kid was, the bastardized Mongo, and know. So I mean, it's more of a respect thing for the original, for Tully and Arn and Rick and Ole and the whole gang. So number 3 would be the enemies of the Union, the corporate ministry. I'm a big corporate ministry guy. Not afraid to admit it. All right, I liked the corporation. I liked the ministry. I liked when they mixed together. All right, it's like when peanut butter met jelly. It was fucking fantastic. Corporate ministry, yes, and the mashup of the themes that they did together. It's absolutely terrible in the best way.
No, I feel like there is something very...
It doesn't the Undertaker laugh in the beginning? He's like, ha, ha, ha.
Right,
he does.
But let's be honest, guys. How many, with today's conspiracy theories, how much do we hear about satanic cult worship with these 1% rich people?
Did you know that...
It totally makes sense that the corporate ministry would come together.
Did you know that Epstein was supposed to be the higher power?
No.
Yeah.
That was...
Yeah, it was supposed to be Jeffrey Epstein. And
It's a good thing they didn't. It's a good thing.
The Ultimate Warrior died, and they put on the different face paint.
My grandfather told me that. My grandfather told me that.
You didn't know that?
No.
You didn't hear that?
Yeah.
Every kid had a kid tell him that when we were kids, right?
It was either that the Ultimate Warrior died and they replaced him, or it was Kane or the Undertaker.
Yeah.
One of these guys died, they replaced him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids are stupid.
Yeah.
Basically. Number 2, I love the Shield, man. I thought the Shield's run was fantastic, and didn't really love the reunion they did. It felt like that was just kind of for nostalgia's sake. Didn't really serve much of a purpose. But their original run is kind of a masterclass in like how you bring in new guys as a faction,
right,
and integrate them into the main event scene.
Do you mean not like seamlessly. Nexus?
Yes, no, the opposite. I think the Shield is proof that they learned something from the Nexus debacle.
Yeah.
I think it is. And a lot of the Shield in the beginning, I think you can point a lot of that to Punk and Heyman when they came in originally, and then after Punk was gone, they kind of did their own thing, and they by that year's WrestleMania, they were stars already, and
that's right.
It was a matter of time. So number 1 though, obviously Degeneration X, my favorite stable of all time. I prefer the Shawn Michaels version with Triple H and China.
The original.
Yeah.
The original. I don't count Rick Rude. He was there. He was there.
He was there.
He was in like the...
give Rick Rude the respect that he deserves.
Yeah, but
it's
you know what?
Freaking Rude.
Rick Rude should have been... I didn't like him in the suit doing the thing. Like, he should have been an asshole like they were.
Which he played very well before that.
No, like I thought that.
And his work in ECW before joining DX was very DX-like.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Rick Rude's great. I'm not knocking Rick Rude.
But I see what you mean.
Yeah.
But I also love the next version after Shawn semi-retired. I like that because that's where I kind of watched a lot of as a kid, and I loved X-Pac. Loved X-Pac.
Would you say that was the first and maybe only time, well, maybe the Horsemen did this, but the first and only time that a group transitioned to another group and it was successful. Because they try to do that a lot, right? They try to say, oh, the new version of this group.
In America, maybe. Like in
Right.
Japan, that happens a lot more often, right? But like I know the Bullet Club has changed a lot
But
over
that
the
was,
years.
yeah.
But
And I would
that's
say
a good question. I mean, the Horsemen though.
but the Horseman never, the first Horseman,
Yeah.
nothing after it ever hit that high. You
You
could
mean
argue,
Lex Luger didn't take them to a stratosphere that they never been to?
Tight
Okay.
jeans.
You know what? I'll go into my top 5 now. So you said it. Number 5 for me is the Bullet Clubs.
Ooh.
Bullet Club. Guess how many members the Bullet Club had?
13?
63
throughout
members.
their whole run. Yeah,
Wow.
that was a lot.
63 members
How
throughout.
many do you think you could name?
Ooh, I got a list right here.
I can't.
I could probably name 30 of them. I don't know. I mean, that's tough.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, members that we all know and
Yeah.
everyone should know is like Finn Balor, Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles, Kenny Omega, Jay White, Adam Hangman Page, and Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett was also in the Bullet Club.
Was he? I didn't know.
Yeah, he was for a little stint.
That's great.
Number 4, I'm gonna go with the Bloodline.
Ooh, I
I-
can't believe I didn't think of that.
I think
That's a-
they did that very well.
You could make a good argument for that.
You know, and it's been years in the making.
Yeah.
And here's the fun
It's
fact.
kind of. Is it over now though?
Yeah.
Nah,
It's over.
Well, they're trying
It's
to like
over.
take it over with Solo and all that, but
No,
that's
it's-
breaking up now with
It's done.
5-2.
It's done.
But fun fact: the original Bloodline was supposed to be Rikishi, Umaga
Oh, really?
back in the early 2000s, but they just never got that going up.
Okay.
I love that dude.
Number 3, the NWO, the New World Order.
Yeah.
Guess how many members they had?
Probably. Was it just? Is it more than the Bullet Club or less?
More than the Bullet
Yeah.
Club.
What?
89.
79.
All right. Wow.
'Cause you're
79.
counting Japan.
There's so many
counting
different
it all,
NWO
basically.
factions that popped up.
And
over
this
the
is
years, like
this is counting like Shawn Michaels even being in the NWO.
Booker T and the Big
yeah,
Show.
Yeah, this is counting that little run that they came after like the 2000s
that was
and
not
the WWF. Number 2, Nation of Domination.
Hell yeah, dude.
I love the Nation of Domination.
Hell yeah.
And guess who were other members? Because we all know Farouk, D'Lo Brown,
Hart,
the
Henry.
Godfather. Owen Hart was one of them. We know Mark
PG-13,
Henry.
the White Rappers. PG-13, don't forget them.
Yeah.
Crush,
Correct.
Clarence Mason,
Yeah.
and Ahmed Johnson,
Ahmed
which
Johnson.
I just realized we did a top worst wrestlers. I should have put Ahmed Johnson into that one.
Agree. He's a great shitty wrestler.
Yes.
great shitty
I
wrestler.
didn't even
Yeah, but
realize
his
to put him
shit
in.
looked so devastating.
Because it was really hurting me.
I know, but
It's like a Goldberg rule. Like you can't hurt that many people. You know, like
I thought Ahmed was going to be way bigger. Than
I did too.
Yeah.
I did too. I thought
Yeah.
it was gonna be him and Austin.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really did.
Yeah, and he fucked that up.
Yeah, apparently.
And then number 1, I'm gonna match you on that one. DX.
All right.
And then so we all know the OG members, but you remember Tori was part of it. Stephanie McMahon and Hornswoggle.
I don't remember Hornswoggle.
Oh, yeah.
Hornswoggle. It was the later 2000s with Shawn and Triple H.
Tori was dating X-Pac in storyline, I believe, and this was when Stone Cold blew up DX's bus. He was coming back to be the special referee for Triple H
remember
and
that.
the Rocket
Yeah.
Backlash. Yeah, and that's when Tori was briefly in DX.
Eric, who do you got?
All right. I'm gonna hit you. The first one I'm gonna hit you is gonna be from the local New Jersey deathmatch wrestling scene from when I was a teenager, and that was the Hate Club. And the Hate Club was Nate Hatred and Nick Gage.
I was gonna. I had
and
heard
Nick
of this.
Gage,
All right,
the Hate
yeah.
Club, and then and they were and their manager, I forgot his last name, Drew something, Dewey was his name, and you know, if you were around for that time, you know, light bulbs and power bombs through tables, they were basically like, put it this way, they were like almost like APA, but deathmatch style, where they would just come out and fuck shit up, beat the fuck out of you, and like everyone would cheer, Metallica would be blaring, it'd be good times, you know. So I just wanted to give the local New Jersey deathmatch wrestling scene a shout out with that one. Number 4, I'm gonna go with the Dudley Boy family in ECW.
Oh yeah.
I thought about this and
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Eric's gonna do this. So
You
I
know
let
me.
him do
Yeah.
it.
You're gonna hear a lot of Shawn Michaels in the next few episodes.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear a lot of Dudley Boys. I think very highly of the Dudley Boys. Dudley Boy family was a menace, ultimate heels. No Dudley Boy shirts in the crowd. Everyone was there to see him get beat up and lose. You don't see heat like that anymore. And and Bubba Ray getting to the Bubba Ray menace on the mic that you can't even find on YouTube because the things he said are so out of bounds today. I would say so. That's 2.
Can I ask you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Who's your favorite Dudley boy who isn't Bubba, Devon, or Spike? Big Dick?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I almost said sign guy
Dudley.
Yeah. And there's all those other Dudleys. I can't
There
remember.
was like 20.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Next, I'm going to go with, I have to start giving respect where respect's due, the 4 Horsemen. My iteration of the Horsemen that I liked, for me, I'm not teaching a freaking class here on the 4 Horsemen, for me, was Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Dean Malenko, and Chris Benoit. The last iteration, I think. I liked it the most because it felt the most Horseman-like and almost felt like Evolution where they were handing it over. I, as a kid, was hoping that Flair and Anderson were going to give it to Benoit and Malenko, and they would take in Jericho and Guerrero. That was like my dream Horseman. But then it went on and became the Radicals. It was kind of like that, but that's kind of like what I thought was going to happen. Number 2 is kind of ridiculous, but they meant a lot to me, and that's the Dungeon of Doom.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Because it was so bad, and even as a kid, where wrestling was like, I knew it wasn't real, and the Dungeon of Doom was just like, no, bro, it's really not real, right? Like this is so fake, but like there's something intriguing about it, like some of the most bizarre angles you can ever watch in pro wrestling is because of the Dungeon of Doom. Big Show and Hulk Hogan. Monster truck hitting each other off the roof. What happened to Hogan? You know what I mean? What happened to Big Show getting thrown off the roof? Oh, he's just back the next day. Things like that. Hulk Hogan and Macho Man walking through a smoky room looking for the Dungeon of Doom. It's just...
Isn't that when Hogan touches the water and then he goes, "It's not hot."
Yes.
Why would you say that when you just go, "It's cold"? Why would you say, "It's not hot"?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. And number 1 all time, no questions asked, in my opinion, is NWO. Personally and critically, I think the NWO. I mean, the angle, the storyline around it ended poorly, but in the '90s, no angle ended well. Scott Hall entering the ring, all that stuff, the T-shirts, it was so organic, so real feeling. That will never be replicated just because of the way wrestling is presented now today, and the way the T-shirts blew up at the time, and the way that stable basically took over a company and legitimately in real life ruined the company, even though that was the angle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The NWO's existence killed WCW eventually because it existed and it had so much power.
Well, how much money they were all getting paid too. On top
Right,
of that,
and because then the people there garnered so much power, it never let WCW get their babyface comeback.
Yeah.
And it just made the whole company look weird at the end, right?
It was like a snake eating its own tail, basically,
Right,
the
yeah.
whole time.
Because
Now,
besides NWO, it was only Booker T, Ric Flair, and Sting.
Yeah. And Lex Luger and Roddy Piper.
And those are the only
And
people
Ultimate
that...
Warrior, really weird for like 1 month, showed up.
Oh, when he came back to beat Hogan,
We gotta
I
do-
remember it got all foggy
we have
and
to
he
do an
showed
episode
up.
on the Warriors WCW run. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I'm shocked. No Heart Foundation.
Almost. I almost went with them. My thing was that like I didn't enjoy them the way I enjoyed these other things. I respected. I knew what they were doing. It was cool. It was great. But I watch them back now and I'm like it's great heat. Like everything you
The
want.
heat
and
they get in
yeah.
the summer of '97 is fucking unmatched.
It is
real.
But I also
It's
look
so
for like
good.
a personal connection when I make these picks. Something that like I remember as a kid that provided me a good memory.
Yeah.
And
enough.
these guys had more memories for me. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.